Now we get to the linebackers, and when you look at the stat sheet, this is where it all has been funneled in terms of tackles. Guys like Grant Morgan, Bumper Pool, of course, have been exceptional. So linebacking core.
Yeah, well, they lose Henry, who was a very productive rotating linebacker for them, and then of course they lose Grant Morgan, guy who won the Burlsworth Trophy, best walk-on in the country, and should have probably won it last year. Honestly, he should have been a two-time recipient of that trophy. But you lose Grant Morgan, and you lose a pretty productive Henry there. So the question is, what happened to Bumper Pool? Was he going to come back or not? And I'll tell you right now, I wasn't so sure that if you lost Pool that they're going to be able to go into the transfer portal and go grab someone of that caliber. Bumper Pool is a machine. I mean, the guy, he doesn't blow up on film. When you watch him, it's not like, oh my God, that's a first-round draft pick. Not by a long shot, but he's a very talented, underrated linebacker. Probably, my guess will be second team, maybe third team all SEC coming into the preseason. 6'2", I think 235, big dude. Again, moves well. On wherever you want to put him, but of course he's going to end up probably playing. He's going to end up more than likely at the will spot with Christopher Paul, 6'1", 240 redshirt. I think he's a redshirt freshman. Those two will more than likely be the guys on the field. But it was such a big deal to get Bumper pullback. But then we find out a little while later they go into the portal, Mark, and they get Drew Sanders out of Alabama. I mean, before this guy got banged up at Bama, he was a monster. He's really talented linebacker for them. Now for Alabama, that's a dime a dozen. They're linebacker U as far as I'm concerned. That's the best at that program between them and maybe old school Penn State. Penn State, of course, was linebacker U for a while. Bama has certainly taken that role over for the last while. And to get someone like that out of Alabama, I mean, we're not talking about some undersized guy that just found his way onto the field at Bama. We're talking about a 6'4", 240, 242, I think, size linebacker. I believe he only has 1 year of eligibility. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. But really talented guy, stands out on film. This is someone who's legit. If he could stay healthy and he's bought into the system, and I don't know why he wouldn't, and he remains coachable and all that stuff, this could be I think he could be a draft pick. I mean, and it's not often that Arkansas has, a linebacker of this talent. Like, don't get me wrong. They've had some great ones in my day, going back to watching them back all the way back to the years of Caleb Miller, or even before that, Samuel Jabutu. Of course, you could fast forward a little bit to Montrell Spate, who was a JUCO prospect who came in year one, was not very good. Year two, he transformed overnight. It was incredible. Had a good enough season that it got him drafted or got him into the NFL. And then, of course, you can talk about Scooter Harris and Dre Greenlaw, who was drafted, actually played safety at Fayetteville High, and they transformed him into a linebacker here. But it's not very often they have a linebacker of this caliber along with someone like Bumper Pool, right? They've got a young man behind them by the name of Marco Avant, 6'3", 200, and I want to say unless he lost weight, I think he's about 220. Pretty good-sized kid, plenty of speed. Manny Powell, 6'3", 225-pound, true freshman out of Dre Greenlaw's alma mater, Fayetteville High. Unfortunately, he's not a full participant during spring camp. They're in pretty good shape here. And bringing in Drew Sanders, like getting Bumper pullback alone was awesome, because I think there's a lot of hype behind Christopher Paul, Jordan Crook. I've heard some good things about Caden Henley, who's a true freshman, along with Crook and Manny Powell. There's some promise here, Mark. I think their linebacker core is going to be pretty productive, and they just naturally are in this defense anyways. But they're on I think this could be a really good season for the linebackers at Arkansas. This could be a year where they might actually, where we're talking about maybe even 2 potential draft picks in Bumper Pool and Drew Sanders, which is not super common at Arkansas. It's been an Achilles for their defense for a long time.
Sanders had 24 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss for the Tide last season. And Ty, a little bit more impressive physically on the stat sheet than even what you sized up there. 3 different sites have him pretty consistently 6'5", 240.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know. I've only seen the 6'4". He's a big kid. And I heard that I was reading some spring reports from Sunday, spring camp reports, and they said that he fills out. Of course, they're only in helmet and jersey and shorts, I believe, right now, but everyone says that he's every bit of 6'4", and maybe then some. So it's not shocking. But yeah, he's a good sized kid. And they might also, you know what? They might also kind of move him around a little bit, because like I said, they've got Christopher Paul, they've got Marco Avant, Jordan Crook. They might move Sanders around and maybe put him where Trey Williams was at a year ago and have him kind of be that stand-up edge rusher if they need him to be. If he needs to be that, he can be that.